Donald Trump appeared to hang on to his presidency until the very last second, but the day finally came when he had to ship out of the White House, and the former president, like most retirees, packed his things and headed to Florida. Here's Trump's life at Mar-A-Lago. According to National Parks Traveler, Mar-A-Lago was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1980, but has been considered a historic site since at least the 1970s. At the time, it was intended to be used as a retreat for presidents and diplomats. Though Congress delisted the property amidst concern that it'd be too costly to maintain and keep secure, it's since gained notoriety as Trump's so-called Winter White House. The real estate mogul purchased Mar-A-Lago in 1985 and converted it into a private members-only club, which has since lived out its intended purpose. According to the Washington Post, Trump spent more time there during his presidency than at any other Trump Organization property, totaling 142 days spanning 32 visits over the course of 4 years. It makes sense that it'd be the first place he goes after leaving office, but his life at the club is nothing like it was during his presidency. It's no secret that Trump is a local celebrity in the area that surrounds Mar-A-Lago. A supporter who spoke to The Guardian labeled the Sunshine State as Trump country. As the New York Times points out, there's even an intersection in Palm Beach Gardens that's been unofficially dubbed Trump Corner because it tends to host large gatherings of his fans. According to the Miami Herald, Trump had arrived at Mar-A-Lago before Biden even took his presidential oath. Though he didn't take questions from reporters when he touched down on Air Force One, the real estate mogul made sure to greet his fans, who lined the streets along his route waving American flags and wearing red MAGA hats. Trump leisurely cruised home in the motorcade, waving to his supporters. One local supporter told the Associated Press, "I'm happy for him to finally retire, to have some peace, to be away from the swamp, to golf, to be a grandfather to his grandchildren, to be a father to his children." Trump may be back at his base at Mar-A-Lago, but the real question is, how many supporters are there still left in that base? He may be on the brink of losing his status as a hometown hero. According to CNN, many Palm Beach residents initially voted for the former reality star, quote, in hopes of lower taxes and a booming stock market. Instead, Trump's 2017 tax plan largely slashed taxes for corporations and the wealthy, and business investments drastically slowed down in the wake of the novel coronavirus. Those voters are now reportedly questioning their support. Lawrence Leamer, author of Mar-A-Lago, Inside the Gates of Power at Trump's Presidential Palace, told MSNBC, "It's just another measure of how his power has declined. Even here, people don't like him."
What's fascinating, I've talked to a bunch of people the last couple of days. A lot of people have quit Mar-A-Lago.
The New York Times reports that 1,488 local Republicans have left the party since the insurrection at the Capitol, and it looks like Democrats are poised to take an increasingly stronger foothold in Palm Beach. The chairwoman of Palm Beach County's Democratic Party told the publication, "The good news, he's no longer at the White House. The bad news is he's going to be in our backyard. I won't have to do a lot of rallying because having him here will be a rallying cry for Democrats." Mar-A-Lago may have been Trump's vacation home, but now it's his fortress. Even before the former president permanently moved onto the property, the club was armed to the teeth whether or not he was actually there. According to Page 6, it took a minimum of 30 minutes to get through security, non-Americans needed a passport to enter, and the place was patrolled by 100 Secret Service cars. In their words, Guantanamo is less rigid. The New York Times predicted that Trump's permanent presence would lead to a headache of security-related road closures and inconveniences for Palm Beach residents. Despite any security risks, the Donald appears to be quite the homebody, and it's a far cry from Trump's former image as an international playboy. Sources that spoke to the New York Times claimed that the real estate mogul, quote, never leaves his house and mostly just goes to the golf club. He even set up the official office of the former president. As Trump gets settled in Mar-A-Lago, Palm Beach has slowly been erasing him from the city. According to Newsweek, the Trump Plaza board voted to unanimously remove the real estate mogul's name from the complex following the violent riots at the United States Capitol. Though the towers haven't been owned by the former president in about 30 years, the name endured because it was viewed as a, quote, branding asset. As of mid-February, they have yet to choose a new name, but the towers are located directly across the water from Mar-A-Lago, about a 10-minute drive away. A condo owner told the Palm Beach Post, "It's been a long time in coming. Most of us are relieved that the name will finally be off the buildings." This appeared to be the final straw in a series of motions residents took to distance themselves from the former president. The street-level signs were taken down during the George Floyd protests for safety reasons. Prior to that, residents voted to not replace a Trump Plaza sign that was removed during a renovation. Trump hasn't been at Mar-A-Lago very long, but he's already having problems with the neighbors, who are reportedly trying to have the former president evicted. According to the Sun-Sentinel, Trump's residence at the private club may violate a 1993 agreement he made with the town of Palm Beach when he converted the property from a private residence to a club. Per the agreement, no guest, including the former president, is allowed to stay at Mar-A-Lago more than a week at a time and no more than 21 non-consecutive days out of the year. The town didn't enforce the clause throughout Trump's presidency. The club was dubbed his Winter White House, and he spent a heck of a lot of time there. Now, an anonymous neighbor is fighting back with a legal letter demanding enforcement under the premise that Trump's permanent residence would, quote, decrease property values. According to CNN, Palm Beach is looking into the matter. As of mid-February, Trump's residence is on the docket for a town council meeting, and they're conducting a legal review. By now, they're used to fighting the former president. The Guardian reports that Trump has battled Palm Beach over the construction of a helipad and sued the city for $25 million over an 80-foot flagpole he erected without a permit that violated city ordinances.
They want me, essentially, to rip down the American flag, and I'm not doing that.
Mar-A-Lago has long been a refuge for Trump, a place where he could mingle with his most elite supporters and dine on signature Trump food. But post-presidency, the vibes have reportedly changed. In an interview with MSNBC, author Lawrence Leamer claimed the once booming club has become a, quote, very dispirited place, as loyal members jump ship because they want to sever their ties with Trump. He went on to say, "It's a sad place. It's not what it was. Members are not concerned about politics, and they said the food is no good." Leamer writes in his book that, quote, "The service is terrible, servers aren't well trained, and loud construction makes it impossible to play tennis." Though People magazine reports that the health department uncovered 13 kitchen violations in 2017, including, quote, dangerous raw fish, Mar-A-Lago did meet the minimum standards. All in all, Leamer doesn't believe the club's members will continue to pay for the costly membership. He told CBS 12 News, "The key point is the insurrection. That's what's changed everything. A number of people told me they're leaving. They're quitting." Before permanently moving to Palm Beach, Trump was a born and raised New Yorker. The real estate mogul had numerous contracts with the city, but in January 2021, right before Trump's move to Mar-A-Lago, Mayor Bill de Blasio announced that the city was canceling its contracts with the Trump Organization. According to the New York Times, they were worth about $17 million per year. As it turns out, Trump's new hometown is poised to do the same thing. According to the Palm Beach Post, Palm Beach County is exploring the idea of severing business ties to Trump and was looking to cancel their lease with Trump International Golf Club. Trump pays the county over $88,000 per month to rent the land, but legally, breaking the lease may not be a realistic possibility. A chief assistant county attorney told the Post that, quote, "It would be a stretch, but it does signal that the county is trying to distance itself from the real estate mogul, as futile as that effort may be." As Trump's squabbles with Palm Beach escalate, it seems like the former president is rather unbothered. He wasted absolutely no time after leaving the White House to get to one of his true passions, golf. In this sense, he's not much different from most seniors who retire to Florida, except for the fact that he owns the whole golf course. According to USA Today, Trump became the first president in 150 years to skip the inauguration. He spent his last moments as the leader of the free world at Mar-A-Lago, and his first weekend away from office hitting the links at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach. Retirement had officially begun. According to Daily Mail, Trump sported his signature red MAGA cap on the course and was greeted by a group of supporters when he retired back to Mar-A-Lago after a couple of rounds. As the tabloid points out, Trump smiled and cheerfully waved, which seems like a stark contrast to his demeanor during his final days in the White House. Reuters previously reported he was, quote, angry, isolated, and increasingly fretful before he left for Florida. Even though members are ditching Mar-A-Lago, Trump won't be alone in Florida. It looks like some of his children are planning to follow him to the Sunshine State. According to Page 6, Ivanka and Jared Kushner planned to build a home in Miami's Indian Creek Village, a gated private island that houses several billionaires and celebrities. They reportedly purchased a lot for an estimated $32 million, and according to Forbes, the island overwhelmingly voted for Trump, so his daughter will probably feel right at home. Next up is Donald Trump Jr. The New York Post reports that he's chosen Jupiter, Florida to put down roots and has taken his girlfriend, Kimberly Guilfoyle, along for the ride. The town is about a half-hour away from Mar-A-Lago and is home to his ex-wife, Vanessa, and their 5 children. Plus, it's got a Trump-branded golf course, so the family could presumably play as much golf as they wanted. Page 6 claims Tiffany Trump was looking for property in Miami's South Beach. She's reportedly already living there with her boyfriend Michael Boulos at a hotel, but plans to purchase a home for herself. Mar-A-Lago has gotten a lot of criticism over the last 4 years, particularly from Palm Beach residents and taxpayers. Whatever their complaints may be, the private club actually remains one of Trump's most profitable endeavors, even through the coronavirus pandemic, when leisure and hospitality businesses historically lost revenue. According to Fox Business, Mar-A-Lago's revenue rose by about 13% from $21.4 million to $24.2 million in 2020. Though the property has brought in $30 million during some of its more profitable years, it was the only Trump property that saw increased revenues during the pandemic. Overall, the Trump organization saw a 38% drop in revenue. Beyond that, the Palm Beach Post claimed Mar-A-Lago was a, quote, money machine for fundraising in 2020. Events held at the property brought in tens of millions of dollars for both the Republican National Committee and Trump's 2020 presidential campaign. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.